So a powerful technique on defining your vision, part one, is deathbed clarity. So make death proud, so to say. In other words, when we looked into all these great minds that were before us and even that are still among us, they have one thing in common. They often move from a very powerful vision that they have crystal clear. So for me, that's awakening tightness. I'm not entirely sure if that's my end game, but it helps me get up when things are down. So a deathbed clarity is nothing more than asking yourself the question, what would I do if I would die today or this week, so to say. So there's a famous English quote that says that nothing clears up the mind as a early morning hanging, so to say. So when you know that you're going to die, when you're about to die, things clear up. I can attest to this on a more personal note. When my son was born and was 5 weeks old, he had a sickness where he kept throwing up. So in the end, it was just a minor incision in his chest that they needed to make, so a muscle needed to relax so his food can come down. Pylorus hypertrophy. I will show it in the notes if you're really interested. But the doctor sent me away like 2 or 3 times, and in the week that they sent me away, I saw my son growing smaller and smaller every time. It fucks you up. It like you have no idea what's happening in your mind. You will go to a very dark place. Because there was one moment when I drove with my son for the fourth time to the hospital, like, okay, now I won't be leaving. I won't be leaving until at least somebody tells me what's wrong with him and that we receive some help. Uh, in that moment, in that dark hour, you see things very, very clearly. You know what's very important for you. So in my case, it was all about the kids. And I know this is, of course, your biological survival mechanism at play. But there was another thing that helped me out. Luckily, we found a very great doctor who helped us, who instantly saw, like, this might be the thing. Let's make some pictures tomorrow. I had to wait like 20 hours or so, but they got him all hooked up in all these devices. So he got also his juices in, all his food in. But the next morning, luckily, we knew by then that he would be helped, what it was, and that it was quite a basic surgery, so to say. The morning after, I drove with my car behind a stop sign, so to say. And in order to open a stop sign, you had to get out and get a card out. In front of me was a very old man, but he parked his car way, way wrong and he couldn't reach it. But he was like at least 80 years old. So getting out of the car was, I think, very difficult for him. So I got out of my car while I was in dark mode, so to say. I walked up to the pole, get him the card, and said, "Well, here you go. Good luck. Enjoy your day." And then I felt this flicker, like, "Hey, bam!" Like in this darkness, a light popped up. Then from that moment on, I knew that helping other people was more than something I would say. It's actually something that really resonated. It showed me the power that even in this darkest moment where you were like in primal mode about survival, helping, doing something for somebody else without wanting anything in return, it lit up my heart for a moment. It was such a powerful moment. I started crying in my car. Of course, everything got out. But those moments taught me the following things. First of all, tragedy breeds clarity. So from darkness comes clarity. In other words, if you want to aim for the moon, your roots have to go through hell. Your tree roots have to go very deep if you want to grow high. Otherwise, the first wind will pop up your tree, so to say. The second point is that helping other people is, of course, very beneficial for them, but the most beneficial for me. I'm not entirely sure if that goes for everybody. Ancient books have been writing and saying and suggesting, like the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, they all say the same thing, share your love, so to say. So I'm not the only one but actually experiencing it in a dark moment was very profound for me. And then thirdly, By knowing what was important, my family in this case, and helping other people, I instantly knew that my crypto gains and managing the portfolio, building a decentralized structure for open source learning, all these other things that were like these mental repetitions, even this, basically these videos, this was all noise in my life. The most important thing is helping other people for me and taking care of my own life as well as apparently the ones that I love. And I'm not entirely sure if this is a complete story. I might be missing some elements, but this deathbed clarity is very powerful. So the question I ask myself, do I make death proud? If I drop down right now on my knees, can I face death and embrace him or her or it or whatever and say, okay, I knew I gave it all. Yes, I probably made a lot of noise, but I tried as much as best as I can. And I actually feel the more I move forward, the more I get crystal clear the things I do, why I do why I do what I do. And if you're curious for that, hop on into next chapter. I will explain in the 50-year plan why I do what I do. Okay, so sorry for this emotional rant, but the storyline here is darkness offers positive things. Tragedy breeds clarity.